Hey, this is Kary Oberbrunner, and I am live from my back porch. So if you're listening to this on audio, no problem. Just know that there's this beautiful, beautiful forest behind me. This is actually where I write all my books on this screen porch. And I thought, you know what? I just want to record the final episode on the screen porch because a lot of amazing things happen out here. I do spend a lot of time out here. It is my little creativity thing going on. But this final episode is pretty powerful because I'm going to share with you something that has been at work, you could say, for 21 years. You could say it's the last 3 years. Let me give you some context. At Igniting Souls, we've said for years that our passion is to help abundant minded, coachable, and competent entrepreneurs publish their books. And back in about 2018, when I met Dan Sullivan of Strategic Coach, he really helped me understand and think through that, you know what, books are actually intellectual property. And I know for the average person, intellectual property seems high and lofty and big. And well, you know what, like Coca Cola has IP, and Krispy Kreme has IP, and Taylor Swift has IP, and Dr. Pepper has IP, of course, right? But what about entrepreneurs? And yet, the deeper I've gone into this study and research, I can truly say with 100% confidence that my my 99.9% um, belief is that you have IP. In fact, I meet entrepreneurs all the time who say, you know what, I don't have intellectual property. I just, I just do this one thing, or I just have this unique process, or I just kind of do what I do, but everyone does it, but I kind of make it a little bit different. Anyway, the point is this: if you are walking and living and breathing on this planet, you have intellectual property. You're doing something unique. And therefore, you can either just let it go, or you can really treat it what a lot of people treat it as, which is like, look, this is valuable. And until you start taking your intellectual property valuable, uh, nobody else will take you seriously. Okay. So let me say that again. Until you take your IP seriously, nobody else will. Until you value your IP, nobody else will. So most people in life, they kind of have this thing that they've been doing. Maybe they're an author, a speaker, a coach, and they've kind of have, let's just use the metaphor. They have this house, okay, that they've built. And the reality is that inside their attic, there's tons of Rembrandts. There's tons of Picasso. There's tons of masterpieces. There's tons of gold bars, as a gentleman named Andrew Sherman talks about. Most of us have gold in our attics, but we do not know how to locate it, i.e., find it. We don't know how to identify it, and we don't know how to protect it. Well, the last few years, I've always said, look, I would love to get to the point where Igniting Souls can publish your IP, protect your IP, and then promote your IP and turn it into 18 streams of income so that you can change the world. Now, that's been a big dream. It's a dream that started, you could even say 21 years ago. My first book came out in 2004. I started writing it in 2003, but this was published by Relevant. Relevant is still a magazine, believe it or not. But my first book was called The Journey Toward Relevance. And then I went on and published a lot of books. And along the way, people said, how are you doing this, Kary? And can you show us a way? And so we developed this thing called the 18 Streams of Income. And this is what we've been doing for years. We tell people that your book is not a business card, it's a business. And a lot of authors that we've attracted over the last, especially 6 years, are world changers. And they are people who believe in taking their books and not just writing a book, but actually taking that book, creating it into something that will change lives. And look, it's a deep honor, it's a deep privilege. And finally, we have the technology now. It's cutting edge, it's proprietary, it's blockchain based, it's even patented. But we now have this fantastic new ability to protect people's intellectual property faster, cheaper, easier. It is truly a disrupting technology that is, I believe, going to set the world on fire, because what it does is it allows creators to think more, create more, protect more, of their IP. Let's face it. If you know other people are going to steal your hard work that you've done, you're going to be a lot less likely to create in the future. You just are. It's going to rattle your confidence, and we've seen this. But if you know that your IP is protected, you're going to just want to keep creating and keep changing lives. And so we really believe that this was a missing piece, and it's taken at least 3 years since I first had the idea to really lock this down. So why is this the final episode? Well, I'll tell you what. In some ways, it's the final episode. In some ways, it's just the very beginning. We now can truly bring to the marketplace something unique that is essentially saying, look, whether you're an author, whether you're an entrepreneur, whether you're an inventor, a creator, whether you make ice cream or shoes or flowers, you can now have this intellectual property protection on your processes, your systems, your customer service, your pricing structure, all kinds of things. And what that's going to do is it's going to set you on fire, and you're going to be able to create more influence, impact, and income in the world. So here's the point. The new book comes out very soon. It's called You Are an IP Company. You Are an IP Company will literally change your mind. It will. I cannot overstate this. We've already had some early readers read it, and they're like, oh my gosh, I didn't even realize. I thought I was just in the shoe business. I thought I was in the fashion business. I thought I was in the nuclear energy business. I thought I was in the CPA business. No. They realize. So the book actually gives you an identity shift. It says that you probably don't realize that you are an IP company. Neither did Taylor Swift, but she is. The truth is she has 300 trademarks. The truth is that she, re-recorded all of her albums. Why? So she can retain the intellectual property. And I hear it all the time. Well, I'm not Taylor Swift. Well, guess what? You don't wait until you're Taylor Swift. In other words, in the book, we give you many, 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 many examples, even down to Lego, okay? Even down to Disney, even down to Play-Doh. All these things that you have around you. You might be like, Kary, are you telling me Play-Doh is intellectual property? Yeah, they've trademarked the scent. Are you telling me Tiffany's is IP? Absolutely. It's called Tiffany Blue. You can't even use the color without their permission. Folks, I'm telling you, this book is going to blow your mind. Okay, it really is. And Taylor Swift is not does not protect her IP because she's big. She's big because she protected her IP. And whether you like her or hate her, the point is this. 21 Pilots did the same thing. Lindsey Sterling did the same thing. And others. All these people, I don't care what business you're in, all these people take their IP seriously. And as a result, other people take them seriously. So it is my true privilege to announce that a passion project for years, I'm telling you, it's taken me years of my life. It's taken hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars to develop this technology. And we now have it, and we're giving it to you for free. So for the very first time, you can use a smart contract absolutely free. You're going to find out a lot more about this. And we've lowered the bar of intellectual property protection. And you probably have a million questions. Well, is it recognized? Does it keep people, does it help in a court of law? What about infringement? All these questions. And here's the beauty of this. My co-author is Kary Oberbrunner. My co-author is a partner at the fastest growing law firm 4 years in a row in America, all of America, Caldwell. My buddy Keegan Caldwell, he started it. It's got offices now in London, in LA, in Boston. I believe they're opening up one in Japan even very soon. But the point is this, that Caldwell's blowing it up because they're doing things differently. And intellectual property has to change. Why? Because AI exists, the internet exists, and we will see, this is a true data point. You can Google it, research it, whatever, but the S&P 500, the 500 most valuable brands in America in 1975, the intangible assets represented in that S&P 500 were only 17%. In other words, 83% were the hard assets. the buildings, the land, the hardware, right? I mean, meaning like the hard assets, right? Things that you can see, touch, feel, taste. 83% of the S&P 500 in 1975 was tangible. 17% intangible. Guess what it is today? Conservative estimates today. Conservative. 90% of the S&P 500, the assets are intangible. This means that your smartphone, 90% of the value is not in the parts and pieces, it's in the intellectual property. If you've seen my TEDx, just go to YouTube, type in Kary, Kary, blockchain, TEDx. You'll see it's been viewed over 1 million times, but people are starting to get it. They're starting to get it. They're starting to say, "Whoa, hold on. This isn't just for the big dogs. This is for all the people, all the people. If you have been created in God's image, which you have, you've been created to create. In other words, God said, let us make man in our image and women, and let us make humans in our image. And guess what? We were called to create, and that's what we've done. And just today, crazy stuff's happening in the world in terms of technology and innovation, the interplanetary whatever travel. I mean, it is a big day. It's a big year. It's a big decade. And so we're just going to need IP protection even more. And again, you might say, look, I don't want to sue people. No problem. It doesn't mean you need to. But people need boundaries when it comes to their ideas. Otherwise, people trespass without even realizing it. This is why we put signs up that say no trespassing or private property. People don't know. And without clear boundary lines, that's when we get into a lot of trouble, and then creativity just shuts down. So it's my deep honor to invite you to go over to 2 websites and hit subscribe, because you're probably watching this because somewhere along the way in the last 21 years, you've become a subscriber, maybe, but this is a new season. The new season of the Igniting Souls podcast is literally called You Are an IP Company, and it's absolutely going to be practical and tactical and help you publish, protect, and promote your IP and turn it into 18 streams of income. I'm super excited about this. The book is releasing here. It's probably out by the time you listen to this. Check it out anywhere available on planet Earth. Also, we are giving you a free course so that you can start protecting your IP. We give you 12 steps. It's mind-blowing. It's fantastic. We believe that you should either become or have someone in your organization who's the Chief Intellectual Property Officer, the CIPO, the Chief Intellectual Property Officer. Look, you got to do it. Okay, Taylor Swift protected her name before she blew up. All right, John Deere has protected the color of their paint. Why? Because they don't want competitors to create confusion. The fact that you can go to a Starbucks and order something in this city as opposed to in the next state or the next country is because of intellectual property. Intellectual property is everywhere. Once you have the eyes to see, you'll see it everywhere. So I want to encourage you to go to ignitingsouls.com/media, ignitingsouls.com/media. You can probably subscribe there to the new episode, the new podcast, You Are an IP Company, or you can go to instantip.today, instantip.today/podcast. Hopefully by then the podcast website is up. But again, folks, I'm bringing you in at the ground level. So if you want to get in first and fast and understand this and be able to, do circles around your competitors, now is the time. So wherever you find podcasts, look for Igniting Souls, okay? And that is still going to be the name, but the series for a long time is going to be called You Are an IP Company. And Katie's on there, the lawyer. I'm on there. I'm the IP practitioner. She's the IP professional. And we are going to help you out in big, big ways. All right? Thanks so much for your time, for your attention. I think you're going to just love this next chapter in our journey together. And we wanted you to be the first to know. All right? Take care. Be a soul on fire. Thanks for all that you're doing in the world. And remember, 2 quotes I want to end with. The most powerful weapon on earth is the human soul on fire, and the glory of God is a man or woman fully alive. All right? So the point is this. We need you fully alive. The world needs you fully alive. The world needs you as a soul on fire. and the world needs you confident so that you can be able to publish, protect, and promote your IP. All right? We'll see you very soon. Take care.